Hello, I'm going live. Um, this is my book of goals that I've got published out of my printer and everything. Nothing's stapled to it right now, but it's mainly pictures and a book of goals that I had, developed with the big print and tarot cards and all the goals that I have. I did a second rendition of my book of goals. Now I have a third rendition, but I gotta get a folder for that. This is the second rendition. The third rendition is sitting over there. This is Sense of Self. Mostly what I post is real, with different things. Most of what I do post is what I feel, and it's real. Dropped some papers. I don't know why I did, but I did. I'll just sit them over here. But as you can tell, what I posted, I'm often silent when I am screaming on the inside. I feel like that a lot of times when I'm basically going to the store or anything. I just get these panic attacks. And I posted some cartoons, one about, and then a thought came to, it's things off Facebook too that I do get, and this is what I got off the internet. I'm an asshole. Not running for anything, just needed a sign. Artwork can be copied on the Facebook. I've been doing different artwork, like making pictures. Yeah, drawing pictures. That's basically what I do. Taking pictures of some of the stuff I have in my apartment. Another picture that I have also in a book. I've drawn this picture many times. Just a picture a dream or something I'd seen, and she came to me in a dream. I say it was a woman that came through a wall, but I don't know anymore. Anything could be my imagination. And I like this picture. I got it off the internet. I copied it to my notes and printed it out. I don't know if I could ever draw anything like that. I probably could, but I didn't draw that. This was a notebook that had originally had what they call a Book of Shadows. I no longer have that book, but unmentionable things happened to it. Mainly got burned up in a fire. Wouldn't want to say how. This is a paper on what forgiveness is and is not. Some of the goals that I'm learning. So these are basically just, books that are up to me to write for my therapy. Sorry about that. And questions I may have. I'm not going to release anything. This was just some data that I got off of Google. I don't even know how I got it, but somehow I ended up getting some data from them. I don't even know what it even corresponds to. I thought I'd print it out. It really has nothing to do with me or anything. Basically, going to things that I've studied. letting go of the past. I got many papers on that. Many things that I'm working on. This is how I decipher cards and angles and use Ouija and come up with letters and numbers and numbers of cards, the king being the ace being 1, the king being a 10. Well, actually, the king is not a 10. The king would be a 13. So, each number corresponds to the card. The star, the temperance, knight of wands, queen of wands. So that people know I do go by angles, like I mentioned in earlier videos. I did a real good rendition of this on one of my groups. It was EXO and the Propaganda. I actually got this out of a book. Wish I could hold my hand steady tonight. I actually got this out of a book, which you can get. It's, let me see what it's called. It's, from the Lillian Society, written by Asher Loans 2020. Has some good, information about some of the Gnostic voodoo stuff. This was just, Mohan and McGatty, just, some correlations of Mohan, some research of 512, a correlation of, something I had been calculating that ended up being 64 times 8, which was really, a bunch of 8s, but in order to get it, I got 512, so go figure. 512, 64 times 8 would be 512. And of course the T would be 17. Those are basically the 8 being up here would times that by that. So that would be 64 times 8 would be 512. And then you have your 17 here, which is your research. And the 17 and everything. If you look at it in a telescope, you would know what I'm talking about, Mordecai. It relates to a place here on Earth. Different places with that coordinates. You can find it on any Google map. You'd have to know what you were looking for, how many degrees, 17 degrees, 12 degrees. I been doing a little bit of research in the angel number 13 and 15 and 16, and done a little bit of research. Some of it I post on my Facebook, but others I don't. Most of my Ouija reads I have not been posting. I've been coming up with different numbers for the Ouija reads, which were an angle of 45 plus 1, which would give a message of 55. This is what it means. That's what came off the Ouija, SHOMEUME, and in English it translates to General Affairs Picture. So I don't know what General Affairs Picture means. And all this up here is, so in Japanese means place, some in everything means evening, and General Affairs Picture Show. And that's all I get off the Ouija. I do read them. I have been known to get other things off of it. Some that I do report and some that I don't. Yeah, that's about basically it. Now if I can turn the page one-handed, I'll be okay. But mainly, not to bore anybody or anything, but this is basically tarot reads from different astrologers and tarot masters of, this would be the Nine of Swords. And of course, it's got the different meanings of the positive and negative positions. This is from Safina. And I do print them out and also have a lot of copies of her readings. Getting more live readings from her. I got 2 so far, so don't know if I can afford it. This is basically what it is. Just different things about my mentally, not only mentally, but, physically, about things I have posted. And most of my short notes are like, I had written this out. It had been a note for a long time. It's an invocation of the goddess of wisdom, wisdom goddess. A lot of people know it as an invocation of of a witch. It's mostly of a goddess. My wisdom goddess would be Sophia. Sophia meaning wisdom in Greek. But that's just, signed by me on my, sorry about that, I'm choking on coffee. Signed by me on my, damn, okay, I'm sorry. Signed by me on my, Facebook, so, these are real easy to find. You can find them on any website or anything. This had been a picture that I had posted out. It's really Anton Lavey's daughter, Zena. She's holding a gun. I don't know where the picture came from, but she's like at a target practice, holding a gun. It was said that, she knew how to use guns and she could really well protect herself, but that's Anton Lavey's daughter. This, I don't have no clue where it came from. It was like printed out. I have no clue where it came from. I was trying to print out astrology and somehow that popped up, so I don't know. This was some of the stuff I posted in groups, with the Sophia and the Latin and the Yahweh, and of course, the stuff I've been studying. But, getting back to the here and now, I have been studying the Babylonian mysteries because I'm studying Babylonian mathematics. And this is a series of numbers corresponding to what Babylonian mathematics would produce. These are not really added to numbers, more divisional and multiplication numbers, how Babylonian mathematics would really work. Now, usually if you add them, it's not going to do that. If you even multiply them or divide them, they're not going to add up to be 6,715, but in Babylonian mathematics it is, which they don't even use Arabic or Sumerian numbers, 0. They use mostly, for their calendar years, they use symbols. And a lot of the Babylonian mystery is a known mystery, which relates to, of course, the Lucifer sun worship Babylonian mystery religion 666. Which would be their number for that. So out of that number, you would get like 500, 100, 555, and then you'd have 111, and 111 would be like the perfect number, 505. You add that onto it, it's 666. And of course, you would add another number, another 1111, which would be 2222 to the 5555, which would be 777, which actually explains how Crowley actually came up with the Queen of Heaven being actually equal to the Sophia, which is sitting atop your Capitol building, yeah. Which, you know, a lot of people confuse that with the Mary, but it's really the Sophia. A lot of America's symbols are related to Luciferian things. A lot of things about the Sophia, about the Lucifer, was related to the Sophia. So if you think about it, it was all Mother Earth. Now, I could release these publications, but they're well known on the internet. You can find them anywhere. All you have to do is look for them if you're interested in any of this information. I'll probably release it on the internet. This is just for single people, which is the number 100, which I went before, the 111, which added to the 555 is, of course, 666, and then if you go to 555 and you add the 222, which would be 220. Well, 220 would be the year 2020, 220. So 2220 added to the 555 would be 777. So actually these numbers will be like in relationships, and numerology plays a big part of astrology, as I have said many times before in many notes. This would be the number of a single person, where the 2222 would be the number of a couple. The 555, I don't know where that would come into play. I haven't studied that much into it yet. But this is a good one. If you think the world needs a leader, I've wrote this on my Facebook many of times, but since I'm posting this to YouTube, you know, this is what you need to understand right here. And I'm probably not going to go all into the notes tonight, which I have my prayer to the Sophia, which was a Gnostic prayer, which was, you know, pretty much what it was. So you go into, you know, each of the things that I do that was related to it, the Sophian Greek mythology. I have it all written down, but I'll probably stop here on that tonight and put my notes away. Oh, I need to put this somewhere. Okay, we'll turn the angle around. There, you're seeing me with my shirt off. Oh, yeah. No hair on my chest. No hair on my hairy chest. Just kind of relaxing tonight. I normally have a black shirt on, but tonight I just taking it casual. Getting my papers together. I don't know where to present these all these papers, so I just mainly keep them, you know, pretty much where they're at, you know. I know it don't make sense, but I finally got everything organized, which makes a lot more sense to me, that when I want to dig something up, I can finally go to a folder. And I got more paper sitting over there that I'm printing out that I'm going to get either a folder, I'll get a folder for. This is the books that I got so far. I don't really call it a manifesto. It's mainly what I've learned out of books, Gnostic Voodoo, learned off of Google Internet, learned off of different websites and different things. You know, we know how that goes. I'll be right back. I'm gonna get a lighter. But every so often, people are wonder, why I do the things I do. There's no magic trick to it. I've studied a little bit into Babylonian mathematics to know that 9 and 6 are the numbers of the divine. 9 being the hierarchy, being the above the horizon, which would be like a zenith, where 6 would be the undertow, or under the ground, not under the ground, but the lower realms. 6 being the lower realms, 9 being, of course, you get to the ninth. And, of course, you get to the ninth. And what is 9 when you look at it reverse? It's 6. So you add 1 to the 5, you get a 6. Add 2 to the 5, you get a 7. So yes, Aleister Crowley, and I'd like to present this to a friend that is studying a little bit of Moonchild. To understand Aleister Crowley, he did a symbol of numbers that he could actually make himself invisible. He could do it because he was like, he knew how to do these things. He was a smart man. He understood Babylonian mathematics. He understood how this all related to Moonchild. And I have never read the book Moonchild, so I don't know what I'm talking about. The book I read was The Red Goddess, and it explained Ishtar and a lot of Babylonian into that. A lot of the Thelematite. And if you study the OTO, which I'm studying a book on sex magic right now, which studies a little bit into the OTO and the Baphomet. The Baphomet would be a 5-pointed star. What would be the opposite of that? It would be the female figure of that, which would be under what they know as Solomon. Solomon was a 6-pointed star. Baphomet was a 5-pointed star. See where I'm getting the 6 and the 1? And then if you go into the 7-pointed star, there is a 7-pointed star. There is. And there's also a 9-pointed star. Now, this is how Aleister Crowley came up with his idealisms. And to say that he was wrong would be like, okay, where did the Sophia fit into it? Being that Sophia was known as an angel that had been a fallen angel, but she was also Mother Earth. And who came from Mother Earth was Lilith, who was the creator god, was Yaldabaoth, who was the one monarchy that had nothing above him or below him that's supposed to be invisible yet as everything, was the monad. So yeah, Aleister Crowley knew this, and he knew that Satan did exist. But see, people nowadays say, well, Anton Lavey says, even Anton Lavey says Satan is the element of fire, or Leviathan is the element of water. Which I think if you study your books of Anton Lavey, I think you have Satan being all the way up to book 5, Lucifer is the next book into the chapter, which is air, but he's only got one writing under him. I'm getting somebody sharing something. But Lucifer being like the next one under him. And then you'd have your Leviathan. And then BL. Well, I don't know if it'll say it right on YouTube. It usually don't. But BL or BL, or whatever his name is. That's Earth element. And under these are certain many books written to how we behave as what we are. Not that we look at people and judge them. It's not in us to do that. Aleister Crowley didn't. He was himself. He wasn't fake. He didn't have to be a fake persona. He knew what he was talking about. He had studied into this. Anton Lavey had studied into their philosophies. So, it's called theorists. The OTO, which I abbreviated, because I really don't know how to pronounce the name, or just something, but it was an organization of witchcraft before Wicca. Now, Wicca followed the line of Pan being like, there is no devil. There is a horn god. Don't make much sense, but Mother Earth, Hecate being moon. Or if you look at Luna or Diana Lucifera, was Latin. Diana Lucifera, now if you look at Lucifera, is Lucifer. Lucifer being the god of the morning star, or Lucifera, Diana Lucifera being the goddess of the moon, which would be the night. The morning star would be the sun, where Lucifer would be like the sun god, and Diana Lucifera would be the night, the goddess of the moon. That's where your things come into play. And when I said this on an earlier announcement in my videos, I had posted that maybe I don't talk to these things, because if I say I do necromancy, then, people will look at me like, oh, he's hearing voices. Okay, maybe they're not there. Maybe it's subconscious that I study these. I do have vivid dreams, and most of my notes have gone on research of what I had seen in dreams and daydreams. And yes, the hallucination voices follow in memories. Memories lead into daydreams. Daydreams lead into seeing and hearing things. But you can't describe that to a doctor, or they think you're hallucinating. Even though you're talking on the phone, or talking to post a video on YouTube. So anyways, I got 2 of these books written. It's just garbage compared to what my therapists and my mediocre providers are going to provide me with. They won't take the time to go through and read all that I have to say. Most of the time, I'm thinking that, these books here, my brothers wouldn't even understand them, because they don't understand the way I understand how I operate. I studied this on my own. This had been like a study for me for like a long time. Like I said, I studied it probably in high school, And that was ancient civilizations, just to get a little bit of a milk of it. But to actually go into the Zeus, the Hecate, the Lilith, the Baphomet himself, up to the Monad, which I just recently learned that off the Ouija board, up to the Yahweh, all these Yeshai, Jesus, all these things. Yeah, I know I shouldn't be saying this in a Satan group, but where did people come up with these imaginary things? And then now they're downplaying. They're going to say, okay, we'll kind of have 7 tenets. We're atheists, but we're Satanists. How can you be that? How can you be that? You can't. If you're claiming Satan, he's Christian. He is. Even though if you go through Anton Lavey, something there created it. It wasn't man, even though man was getting credit for creating everything that he thinks of. Now me, I was created by a sperm and an egg. Most people were. A lot of people say if you look at the original woman, she was from the dust of the ground, which was Lilith. Were to come in play that this Yaldabaoth, which is the older brother of Satan, decided, okay, we'll take matter from man. He could create everything out of dirt, but couldn't create one thing, a woman. Isn't that shocking? Isn't that shocking?